Hello, and welcome to Life of a Boss, the podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, public speaker, and mentor, Jason Hardin. This podcast is all about helping audiences create and reach their own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and personal development. Having survived extreme obstacles from an early age, such as cancer, poverty, abuse, family dysfunction, and even homelessness, Jason has learned how to master the art of resilience and to fight all odds to become the boss he is today. So, get ready for some serious game and remember to keep an open mind. Now, without further delay, here is your host, Jason Hardin.
Welcome back to another wonderful episode of Life of a Boss, the podcast. Man, I am very thankful, fortunate, and grateful to be here today. We have an incredible episode today, man, and it's going to be wonderful, man. It's our first episode, actually our first interview since I've been out the hospital, and we have a great young brother here. His name is Austin Sowell. He is a professional influencer, YouTuber. He has over a million views. He's been seen over 1 million times. He has over 1,000 subscribers already and growing. The brother is amazing, and he is our youngest boss that we've had on the show so far, and he's only 16, right?
Yep.
16 years old, and it is Mr. Austin Sowell, man. How are you, bro? Glad you're here, bro.
For a fact, yeah. I've been wanting to be here for a while. Trust me. I imagined it. I was like, I'm gonna be here.
Man, he plotted on this moment. He plotted on this moment.
Perfect.
So, man, I appreciate you being here, man. You got a lot of great stuff and a lot of wealth of information to share, man. And let's hope we can give some of that to our audience.
Yes.
All right, 100%. Man. My first question is: you are an influencer. You do have a lot of views, and you're across a bunch of different platforms. My first question is: when did you know what an influencer was, and when did you decide to be one?
So, since I was really young, I remember being like 9 or 10, and just like going through YouTube. Didn't know too much about it. I would film just with my camera, not thinking about YouTube, but just going around the house filming with different people that I knew. And I think what it really was is I was just introduced by my friends to some YouTubers that just clicked with me. And like for example, like Logan Paul, some people like that back in the day when they were really well known and they were doing completely different things than they're doing now. But like that clicked with me. I was like, okay, I want to see what they're doing a little more. And then I was like, okay, I started paying attention, and it really made me hype. I was like, okay, so this is what an influencer, this is what a YouTuber is. And then from there, I was just like, okay, how can I do this myself to where it's like, okay, I'm going to just see what I can do with it. Because my vision is completely different than how they did things. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to get right into it. And without just saying, all right, I'm going to just, get into it and figure out how to do it, I just did it. You know what I mean? I just did it as soon as I possibly could. Because or else I knew that it would just keep dragging on. And I didn't want that. I just wanted to be authentic. And but like when I first saw, influencers, I was like, okay, that's different than just YouTube. You're doing a lot more than just being a YouTuber. And, at the time, I don't think a lot of people saw it as like a big thing, like, oh, a YouTuber, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, that's interesting and that's nice, but, do something else. Yeah. And I started doing YouTube a little more and just, seeing what I could do with it, bringing my friends out, filming all different types of things with them. And I just think over time, it really just clicked with them as much as it did with me, to where I could just bring them whenever I wanted to. And from there, then it went into influencing. Okay. So it was YouTube, and then it went straight into influencing, which is a lot broader.
When you started, I guess, looking at your first YouTubers and influencers, did you know what an influencer was, or did you just see what they're doing and be like, I'd like to do that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't really know what an influencer was. I had heard about it, but I was like, I was really just focusing on YouTube, and that was my main thing. YouTubers were so authentic. Influencers to me could be a lot more fake. You know what I mean? And I didn't want that. I just wanted to go in and do what I could that was like funny and with me. You know what I mean? Because people wouldn't accept that when I was really young. I felt like, maybe not in my household, but outside. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I want my friends to see who I really am, and they could see that, on YouTube. They could go around my school and be like, in middle school, I remember this. Like, they would be like, "Oh, I love what you did with your friend the other day."
What were you doing? What was your first videos about?
Well, there was some where I would just be vlogging, kind of like mimicking different things that other YouTubers would do, and see how I could like kind of throw it into my own little spin.
Yeah.
But then I did like one where I got a cereal pool in my backyard, and it was like a cereal. So we put cereal and milk in like an inflatable pool. And I jumped into it, and I brought all of my friends out there. We started just messing around and having fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I had fun with it. That's the thing. You know what I mean? I had fun. So to me, if you want to do it, you have to have fun with it, right? Like I did it because I was having fun. Like I didn't feel like I was working. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just was doing it. So,
speaking of work, man, see, I like you having you on the show because, you know, with the pandemic and the state of that we are in society right now, there's a lot of limitations, you know, for young people in careers and whatnot, but there's also a lot of opportunity, you know, and I look at you and I see someone who sees all this as an opportunity. You know, you seem very intentional about it. Even the way you explain how you started, it seems very intentional, like it wasn't by accident. Is that true? Did you go into this knowing what you kind of wanted to get out of it?
100%. I mean, I didn't even feel like it was a me thing. I just felt like I was something within me was just pushing myself to do it. Like it wasn't just me. Like I was like, I have to do that. I just automatically like, got gravitated to it. You know what I mean? I don't know why. It's weird when you think about it.
Yeah.
But like
it was a calling, huh?
Yeah. Like over time though, I started to realize, I started to realize that because I felt like it just felt more pressuring. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like it was what I was doing originally from the start. And I think that's just because there's a lot more work in it, and you're just dealing with a lot of different type of people. But no, when I started it, yeah, I mean, I didn't look at it like that. I just got pushed into it. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna do all this work. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I just had fun, did it, and then tried a few different things, and it really took off for me. What
are some of the benefits did you see or did you project coming into the YouTubing, into the influencer thing? What did you expect to get out of it?
Okay, so well, so many things. I mean, I really just want to see where I could take it. I mean, there's a lot that you could get out of that stuff, but I wanted people to know me for me. I wanted people to see me. You know what I mean? And that was a big thing for me. I was like, I just want to see how far I could go with it. Just keep going. And trying different things. You know, I want people not just from my school or my area to see me. I want people from all over. And I think over time I was really just trying to reach the community, especially like in Pasadena. I want people to know, what I was doing, because I felt like if I went up to anyone or something like that, they'd be like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, we see this, but is it really all that?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's all true. And and like in LA, you have to kind of, and in Pasadena, all this area in general, I mean, you have to be able to know people to get somewhere. You know what I mean? And that's what the whole industry, especially in being a creator, because it's just creating, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's as a whole, there's so much behind it than just, I wanted to go out there and film a video. I had to do the editing for most of all that. I had to do all the descriptions. I did it all by myself for like 2-3 years.
Yeah,
until I actually had people that believed in what I was doing. And then once we did that, people left and came, and they left and went, and they did their own thing, and I just had to continue, believing in it, and I did.
Yeah, keep pushing forward.
For sure. It's been, I remember like when I first started, this is like years ago. Like this is like 5-6 years ago. And,
wow.
and that's when when I was 10, I'm going to say that, I was like filming things. And
he's been doing this since way before I've been doing this. And he's way younger than me. So that just tells you the experience he has and what he's talking about. And that's why you're a boss, Bo. And that's why you're on the show, because you mastered a craft, And like I said, being intentional is very important.
Yes.
I always say, like, to be a boss, to be successful at anything, you have to be intentional. Things aren't just going to happen for you. Opportunities aren't just going to come. They can, but when you're intentional, they're going to come. You force and you position yourself for things to happen, And I guess what I want to go with now is, like, how do you see this? Like, what does the future hold for you? And how do you see what you do now playing a role in the future you want?
Well, I want to do what makes me happy. You know what I mean? I just want to keep doing what makes me happy. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and I've been changing it up a lot and just really seeing how it goes. But I even want to just go further in entertainment, because there's a lot of stuff that's open there for me.
Oh yeah.
I even was, getting a little more into acting, and just, that was I was getting happy just doing some of that stuff. And I didn't know, I was like, I didn't know how that's gonna all be. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I'm gonna just see, where I could take it. That's how I do with everything, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, most of the time, it goes well. But I know that, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's gonna do something. Like I said, if I say, oh, I can envision it, then I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I want to try so many different things. I'm so young. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I have a lot to do. But yeah, I mean, I've been so busy recently. I've just, that's actually, I was going to mention this, something that's very important also, and you've brought this up many times, because I listen to a lot of the podcasts, which is mental health. And,
wow.
You know what I mean, mental health, I just thought that was like such an important thing, to bring up, because I've been through a lot of it, you know what I mean, through the years, just seeing how I can react to things differently, and being able to work with different people who bring different types of energy during different times. It's extremely important. But I just think people don't really understand. You know what I mean? Like like when I was doing this, the beginning of it, I didn't feel any of that. But as it started to go on and it got bigger and bigger, and all these other people started getting involved, I didn't really know how to handle it at times. So I had to just stop, pause, take a break, but also keep working what I was doing. And it's hard to let those people know who are always expecting you to put stuff out, weekly, on a weekly basis, or daily even. So there's so many different platforms that I'm running on now, you know what I mean, that it's just like, it's not just one thing. I have to pay attention to all of them, and with school and everything, it becomes a lot. So you really got to, find out the people that you can talk to, even smaller groups, and just be able to, do all that. Because again, I'm also the same type of way where, like, I don't like hanging with big groups. I've never done that. Since I was young. I hang with a group that I know, I can relate with, and just, be on the side with one, especially when I'm at school. Yeah. Because when I come back from school, I'm not hanging out with those people that much. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm trying to grind and keep working.
And can't everybody hang with you?
No. And in school, that's just like a thing for then. It's not for all. Like when I'm out of school, I'm not there to hang out with them all the time. After that too. I'm there just to pass the time. I'm there, so let's just talk, let's do something. But I hate wasting time.
Absolutely.
So
spoken like a true boss. First of all, there's a lot of things he said that I want to touch on, man. First of all, for a 16-year-old to be speaking on mental health, and appreciating it as a subject, and as an actual, trying to take care of yourself, and actually being able to relate to others who might have mental health issues and whatnot. I mean, that's something that I never spoke on at 16 years old. That's something that a lot of us don't think about. And it's sad, because when we're young and in high school, that's when our mental health is being shaped. That's when we're going through those traumas, and we're going through those differences, and we're going through those growing pains. So for you to understand the importance of that, and to really hone in on protecting your mental health and preserving it, man, that's incredible, bro. And I want to thank you for that, because like I said, if more of us saw the importance of it at a younger age, we can be much healthier adults.
And helping others.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like I said, I was nowhere near on your level at 16. They didn't even have YouTube, so if we wanted to be an influencer, it was in real life, you had to be, the closest thing was a class clown,
Oh yeah.
So it's just awesome to see where you've taken the technology and how you've leveraged all these platforms at such a young age, because you're only going to get better at it. You know what I'm saying? And especially it brings me to content creation. How important do you think content creation is? Because it's not just important for individuals like yourself who are getting into the influencer and the industry and whatnot. It's important to a lot of businesses, grown people, entrepreneurs, and there's a lot of value in creating content. So you're going to have adults looking at this wondering, like, what's important about content, and who can benefit from creating content. So how important is content creation to you?
100%. And I think a huge thing about that is also not just, the creation of content, but who you're creating with. And there's a lot of people that like to come in. Well, for example, I'm going to bring up an example. When I was doing content creation, I brought other people in from other platforms to really help me, so we can reach not just what I'm doing, but everywhere. You know, so that's better when you can combine.
Oh, absolutely. You know what I mean? See, he's giving away tricks of the trade right now.
I'm trying to help
He's just talking, but man, these are stuff you need to be taking notes on. Yeah, go ahead. Collaboration is important.
Yeah, no, it is.
First and
it's
foremost.
Very important, and I think that's where I'm trying to get to, is that you can learn a lot from that, and I learned a lot from that. You know, just especially in LA, you know, a big city. Going out, Pasadena too, but like going out into all over the county. You know, I was creating and you know, collabing with all types of people from everywhere, all different types of backgrounds, and I love that. But at the same time, it's like they have that in their content. And that's what's unique, you know what I mean? Because you're able to show that, and us, you know, combining that and bringing that all together is to me is a huge thing. And I think for parents and, you know, adults that can really look at that, you can see how far your kids have gone, you know, from just, you know, who they're talking to, you know, because I know when I started all this, it was like very small, you know what I mean? It was very like, I'm gonna just see what I could do, you know, and just bring it from the side, and then all these other people started coming involved, and from there, and they're all my age, you know what I mean? So people don't see all that. They just see maybe one kid who's doing it, and they don't see all the other ones.
They don't see the background. They don't see the team,
and they don't see all the stuff, you know, that's behind you that you've done, you know, and not that they have to, because over time that's all going to be shown. Exactly, it all comes out at the end of it. It all will. But it takes years and years and years, and I know that because I've seen so much that's come out of it for just doing it for years. So you know, and there's still a lot more that I want to do. Yeah, like I feel like I could bring it to a whole different level, and with a lot of other things that I'm doing right now, and just, you know, there's a lot of things that I'm like, okay, if YouTube at the moment is not so you know, a big passion for me, you know, because sometimes it goes on and off. It really does. I'm like, okay, so what do I like? And let me just bring that onto that stage and bring them and show it, because I have that. I already have that platform, so why waste it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Man, get into what's interesting to you, you know? And one thing that you said that was very important is like, in regards to collaboration, is like how it takes a team, you know? Like even the people I listen to, and I'm pretty sure a lot of folks that watch the show have another influencer or a motivational speaker or somebody they like and watch. And like I like Peter Boog and Gary Vee and Eric Thomas and a lot of these guys, and we see them, we only see that one individual, but one thing all these guys will tell you is it takes a team, and they all have a team, you know, and it's playing people in their position. Some people are just meant to be behind the scenes. I mean, that's their passion, that's their drive, and they're not meant to do this in front of the camera stuff. So what he's explaining is the value of having a team, and how far you can get with working with others. And I appreciate that, because like I said, I had that Superman syndrome for a long time. I mean, meaning I thought I can do everything myself. I can edit myself. I can do all the graphics, because I knew how to do a lot of things. And just because you know how doesn't mean you should do it all, you know. And some things are best delegated, you know. Editing. If you hate editing, but you know how to do it, find somebody who loves it and give that to them to do, because you find that they'll do a better job and they'll enjoy it the whole time. For real. While you can free your time up to do whatever else, you know, either create, plan, whatever that is. So that's amazing. Okay, let's get to the nuts and bolts, man. How do influencers get paid? There are a million ways to get paid. Could you tell us a few of them?
Yeah, and I love that too, you know, because it was different like 30 years ago. You know, like you were saying, with influencers weren't even really a thing. It was like the ones in the class. Like the class clowns, those were your influencers back then.
And the only major influencer from back in the days was like Tony Robbins.
You know that is.
He's way before his time. But it was these guys who had infomercials all about self-help. You know, and back then I looked at them and like, I thought that was so pointless. Like, how's he gonna tell me to be a better person? Like, that's all we can do for ourselves, you know. And then I grew up, and I'm listening to Tony Robbins now. I'm listening to people who graduated from his workshops and his classes and his masterminds, and I see the value in all of that now. So like I said, what
the money? Well, the ways
how do you
monetize?
How do you monetize being being an influencer?
And let me actually, this is a good idea to bring this up real quick. I remember actually bringing up like monetization when I was like maybe like 12 years old or 13 years old to like my dad.
Yeah, wow.
And he was like, "How do you know that word?" He was like, "He's like, how do you even know that?" You know what I mean? He's like, "What?" He's like, "Monetization." He's like, "What are you using all these words for?" And I was like, "Well, because we're doing it.
Because you're learning.
And we're doing
you're studying it.
So Yeah, and not just even like studying it and working on it, but we're doing it to the point where I can actually make it.
Yeah.
Make the money and monetize my ads. Monetize my videos. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So ways, especially like on YouTube, it was easy. Like back when I started, it was like, okay, you get ads, you get people who are interested in you once you get a certain point of watch time, and after that, like I said, you go to TikTok and Instagram is a completely different thing. I think I got like sponsorships, also like for Instagram and stuff like that would pay me, and also get like a percentage. I was like an ambassador for a fitness brand, and I get like a percentage of whoever gets buys that stuff. And some people don't even see that. They're like, oh, they don't see all that stuff that I was getting myself into with these sponsors. But that's a big way of monetizing yourself and getting paid from that. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, maybe my image looks cool and like I make stuff, but is it really on there on the paper? Am I really making that?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Influencers fake a lot of that. I've seen so much of it where they say I'm making all this, but are you really? And I've seen so much where like they're also losing a lot. So like I said, if you're passionate about it, that's usually when the money comes in. And that's when you start to really make stuff, because you're showing people something that you generally really like, what I mean, and you love. So if you do that, usually people really connect with that and they like to see what you're doing. But when it comes back to monetization, even on TikTok, there's different ways now. I don't use TikTok as much, but I tapped in a little on it just to see how it would work out. And I had some friends on there that made some pretty big, big goals on there, and they got some, good money. But like I said, that all comes from just different ads and people who want to include themselves to a lot of the stuff going on social media, because that's where it's all at.
Absolutely.
They're the ones funding a lot of this.
Yeah,
not the YouTube. YouTube is not the ones paying me. TikTok now has like a creator fund where like they have like a big amount of money where they're able to like
they're rewarding users. Yeah.
But that's all the other apps that I know. Basically, it's just off of ads and sponsorships and different companies.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that because a lot of people think that when you're on YouTube and you get a lot of views, and the people getting paid that are on YouTube get their money from YouTube, and that's just not true. There's a couple of dollars that gets kicked back to you, and that's if you get these enormous amount of views. But the real money from YouTube or any of these social media platforms comes from the effort you're willing to put in to get sponsorships, to get people to outside of YouTube to pay you or provide certain things, and who does that work for you? Because I know that's a full-time job. That's a whole nother department.
So what exactly? Like what part exactly?
Like who find and I kind of know the answer because you found me. But who goes out and looks for sponsors for you? You do it, right?
Yeah, I do it.
And that's very intentional, right?
Yeah.
So you reach out. Do you have like a set amount of time or hours a day, a week that you put in just to look for sponsors, just to fish for those opportunities?
I would say it really just comes when I feel it. When I feel like it's right. But I never push anything. I never go like out like saying like, oh, I'm gonna go after these people, because I don't feel like that's authentic of myself to do that. I think I really have to, if I feel it, I'm like, okay, this could really work, then I'll reach out. I'm like,
I like that.
I love this. Like, okay, this could work perfectly.
Yeah.
I see it working. And I can see how it goes in the long term. Not saying it's all going to go that way, but just so I have, a positive idea of how it could go. And the ones that I don't feel that on, I don't even like to waste my time on that.
You say something a lot. You say authenticity. And a lot of people say fake it till you make it. When does one stop and one start? Like, is it wrong to kind of do some things to get those views, or can you meet in the middle somewhere? Because I know a lot of people that they're trying to get in and they don't know where. They don't know how authentic to be. They don't know how flossy to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always going with authentic because that's my style. But I know some people, they get paid only because they show something that ain't real. That's just like rappers. A lot of they rap about stuff they don't have, things they've never done, and they're successful. So what advice do you have for people, trying to measure authenticity over faking the funk?
So I'll be super real about that, because I've seen it so much, especially with a lot of the young ones, my age. I'm talking about young people, but I'm young. And a lot of them, they just do all different types of things. Like to me, I always said I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna do it the right way. And sometimes I can meet in the middle with a few things if I have to do that. But a lot of these people just fake it, and sometimes they go up there, but they take a large leap and then they just fall.
Yeah,
and I don't want to take that. I just want to take it, even if it takes years on years, decades after decades. I mean, some of the reels make it that way, but I'll also tell you that a lot of the real ones don't even get seen over time because they don't all that stuff that's shown usually by people who kind of just fake it at times or just skip a leap a little. I would say that's all shown, right? All the stuff that they do is kind of, but it's not all legitimate. Like all the stuff that's showing out there. But all the stuff that like me and I know you for a fact too, we do. That doesn't all get shown. You know what I mean?
You're
like
right about that.
Does not.
You're right about that. Yeah.
So it's different for everyone. I would say personally, I always take it real. I want to do real. But if you can meet in the middle, I mean, I think that's a good thing to do as well. Just try it. But I don't like working with people who are fake. I think that's another thing. Is I mean, this industry is built off of that. It's built off
absolutely.
Of just so many people like shining this, flashing this, and I see it all the time on some other people I've been interviewed in different interviews I've been on, and I'm just like, I don't like all that. To me, it's just not who I am, and it's not where I come from. So at the end of the day, it's like I would say don't waste your time with that. You know what I mean? When I like I said, when I started, it was because I enjoyed it, and that's real. You know what I mean? I didn't stop because I just had fun with it every single day, trying different things, and they couldn't stop me. You know what I mean? So
the minute this stops being fun to you, are you gonna quit?
No. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna be real again right now. It's like the past 6-7 months, it's been like that, like where it's like I don't really know how I'm feeling with all this here and there, but you have some kind of blind faith in yourself, like in what you do. But it's not even just that. It's like because there's so many different opportunities and things happening at the same time, where it's like how about this? If I like hip hop right now, and I have for a long time. I even have a hip hop brand. I don't know if we're gonna get to that, but I also
we're going to
all those different type of things, like I'm like, okay, well, then let me get into that because I'm passionate more about it at the moment, and I can throw that into everything else I already have.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I think that's a good, smart way of doing it.
And I think that's harmony. I think it's important to find harmony as opposed to balance. Balance is like two different things. I'm doing two different things that don't even relate to each other, and I'm trying to get them both done. But harmony is like everything I'm doing works together. And I think you found a way for everything you enjoy to be a part of your platform, a part of your brand. And because me, it's like I do a lot of different things. I'm just as nerdy as I am not nerdy. I'm just as street as I am not street. I play golf, and I play Madden. You know what I'm saying? So it's a wide spectrum. And like you say, some people don't always realize that. Some people think you're being fake, but they just don't know that you can have many sides to you. And if you got a platform, you can use all these many sides on your platform. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's some things that I do like very political. I've run for office before, but there's also things I do that's very like grassroots. You know what I'm saying? I'll protest in the streets too. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's part of being authentic.
Exactly.
It's like using your platform to show who you are and not caring who doesn't see the connection.
Exactly.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Let's get into your business. All right. Okay. Since we're going to get into the other things you do, like what other brands do you have and businesses have you started it or have you pursued?
Well, I'm trying to get my merch brand a little, just to start moving a little more. I've tried to do that for a while. You know what I mean?
What kind of merchandise?
That's one. So it's like my brand, Cappy Squad. So Cap Squad. So let me bring that up. So Cap Squad, Cappy Squad. It was actually, that's my dog's name. It was Cappy. I mean, he's gone now. R.I.P. But he that's something that actually that's what my channel was originally named. Was Cappy Squad.
Okay.
And
was he gone when you started?
No, he was there.
Okay.
And people like really gravitated towards that. They were like, "Oh, Cappy Squad is school everywhere." They were like, "Oh, Cappy Squad, Cappy Squad." And then over time, I turned it to Cap Squad because I thought that was like a kind of chill name. But I still have Cappy Squad as like the brand name.
Okay.
But Cap Squad just was like as some of the merchandise things I was looking at, and we got some modeling things I was looking at. I was like, oh, that looks good, that looks nice, and to kind of get it to go through. And a lot of people said they wanted it. Like, oh yeah, we want this. And I was like, oh okay. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it, to go through. And that's been like the past year and a half with a lot of stuff I've been doing. It's just been going on everywhere. But just trying to work on that. And so that's one of my main brands was Cappy Squad, Cap Squad. My other brand is VA Entertainment. That's a hip hop promotion brand. That's
wow.
Rap hip hop. I don't know. People don't know. My main and anyone could tell you this. I mean, hip hop has been in my life since I was young. And I know, but like I just love it. Like I can't get through my day without it. Like at school, I'm just listening to all different types of artists 24/7. I have my probably over several hundred artists in some of my apps like Spotify or some of those. But yeah, I mean, even before I came here, I was like, I gotta get in the mood. So like, I gotta listen to something. But yeah, so I when I did that, I worked with people from like all over the country. It wasn't just over
really?
here.
What did you kind of do? What does that business contain?
Yeah, so like I would promote, and so promoting is like kind of bringing out what that artist had already and pushing it like towards like on the YouTube apps or even on TikTok, just uploading it on our stuff and also putting ads on those things, running it through. So
basically you were leveraging your platform for a whole nother business or venture.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Like, man, there's game here. Like, you guys are like, he's just talking, but he's spitting game while he's talking, and I hope that you can identify that, because there's so many opportunities, and he seemed to, I don't know, like you said, it was very intentional, but he's also stumbling on opportunities as you go, because like you said, when you're not feeling it, you still do it because you know the opportunities are there.
Exactly. I don't want to miss those. There's so many opportunities, and not that you're gonna get every one, and I don't, but it's just you got to take what you have. You know what I mean? For the most part, you're not always gonna have to. There's so many things open, but I just think it's very important to make sure that if you have it, to go after it.
Absolutely.
And do your best. But like I said, every day is a different day. We're all different every day. So I can't say I'm 100% every day, because I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I try my best, and like I came here, and this week has been crazy.
He didn't even want to come here.
No, I did. But he's like, yeah, no, but like, yeah, no, like I said, yeah, no, and I did actually, to be real, because I filmed videos here. I filmed a video, and I was like, I love this place. I'm not even joking. Like, I just
that's
love
awesome. Well, you're always invited back, bro.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I really do. And being here right now, it's like surreal. Like, because like I told myself, it's like I want to be on this type of podcast. I want to be like on something like this, because I find it connecting with me a lot. And there's not a lot of those type of podcasts anymore. It's just a lot of people arguing over, what is right, what they think is right. But I want to really just speak what I think, and what you know, and we all just have a good conversation about it, and that's what this is.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of commentating out there. There's a lot of people talking about other people that ain't doing nothing, or and I don't want to do that. Like I said, I don't want to do what I see all the time. Just like you said, I just want to put my own spin on what's out there and what's working and what's valuable and how we can help. So that's amazing. One thing, I guess before we get out of here too, is where can people reach Cappy Squad? I know people, Austin Sowell, the name, but like the other ventures you got, the VA Entertainment, the Cappy Squad, like where can they reach that?
So I actually was gonna we were gonna get a website for VA Entertainment, but I put it on hold for a little because I'm really focusing on my brand, Cappy Squad. So you can find all my Cappy Squad, all my personal stuff, like on Instagram, YouTube. It's all Austin Sowell. Or Austin Sowell _ it should pop up with either one. And my TikTok is also Austin Sowell _ yeah, and you can find me anywhere with just my name. You look me up, I'll be there. So awesome. Even VA Entertainment, my name is under that. So at the end of the day, I do want my name to be under that stuff, because I started that stuff. You know what I mean? So I really brought that to be me. So people will look back at that and they'll be like, okay, that name, that last name. You know what I mean? And that's what I want. So yeah, so you could just look up my name. That's why I changed it to my name from Cappy Squad, but Cappy Squad will always be the ultimate brand name.
That's awesome. That's the grandparent. That's the parent company. Before we get out of here, one last word of advice. What advice do you have for anybody trying to get into influencing, whether they be youngsters, whether they be older folks, whether they be businesses with brands trying to create content? What advice do you have for them?
If you think you could do it, do it. Because don't waste any time, because there's so many other people, trying to go after the same thing you want to do. And if you really are passionate about it, you'd be doing it right now. So,
spoken like a true boss.
We're all bosses here.
Yeah, we're all bosses here. I don't know about where you at right now, but we're all bosses here.
But you can be.
Exactly, man. And that's the whole point, man. Anybody can be one. You just have to take action. And you might not see the end result, but if you take action and start something, the end will start to present itself. You know, opportunities will start to present itself. And just like me, I don't know the end result of everything I'm going to do, but I know I have to start. I know enough that'll make me keep doing it, and things always, you know, transpire. Things always come from the effort that we put into what we do.
Yes, 100%. I can't even say better. But
Awesome.
That was good.
Any last words for the audience?
Well, it was an honor being here. Like I said, I appreciate being here so much. Like,
Man, I appreciate that,
When I
man.
walked in, I was like, oh, this is for real. Like, I knew this was gonna be real. I just came in, I was so excited. So, yeah, I'm kind of like speechless right now. But hey,
I
I'm happy
appreciate
to have
the
already done
appreciation,
it.
bro.
It was quick, but it went quick because I had so much fun. But
Yeah.
hey, I appreciate it, and you know. You got anything else in the future? I'm always ready to be here again.
Definitely, man. I will definitely keep you in the loop. Definitely keep you invited, man. You're always welcome to come back and to learn what we do, to do what you do, and like I said, to collab.
For sure. Yes, collabing is very important.
Very, very. Anyway, man, that's our show for today, man. I love all of y'all, man. Check out Austin Sowell on all his platforms. He has so many platforms. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, man. Check him out. And remember, success is the lifestyle, man. I love y'all. Peace. All right, brother. Hold on.
you.
Let me get the live off.